drink be too strong, when the tree be...
Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Naomi aka Ling, and today this is just going to be a really talkative, informative video. I'm going to talk about my college process, the application, in choosing a college, what college I'm going to, and stuff like that. So if you're interested, stay tuned, and if you're not, still stay tuned, because why not? Anyways, so I'm gonna start off with just like my school stats. I had a GPA of 82.43, which is not that good. Like, it doesn't sound bad, but for most colleges they recommend to have at least an 85 average. But junior year I was going through a lot, and yeah, my grades just dropped, so that was that. And on my SATs I scored an 1110. Keep in mind I only took it once. I'm sorry, but that test is like 3 or 4 hours long. I could not sit there for another time. Like, I already came with the mentality like what I get is what I get, and that's that. I was not taking it a second time, a third time. I was not going for a super score, which is basically you take it 3 times or as many times as you like, and they take the highest grade you have from each section. So if you had a high grade in math in the first test and a high grade in English in the third test, then they'll combine those 2 scores together to give you a grade. And yeah, so that's what that is. I did fail 1 class junior year. So yeah, that's basically my stats for school. As for clubs, I didn't really join any clubs. I wasn't very active in high school, and I was on the basketball team just my first 2 years. So yeah, there wasn't much going for me on my application. Now for the college process. At my school, I started applying to colleges around December, but you can apply to colleges a little later or a little earlier if you're doing early action. It's all up to you. I decided to do regular decision, and honestly, applying to colleges for me was not that hard because I decided to only apply to mostly SUNY schools, which is State Universities of New York, and my grades kind of fell in the middle. Some of the SUNY schools my grades were way too low for, such as Binghamton. You need like a 90 average. I don't have that. So yeah, but I still applied anyways. And like, I didn't know at the time what school I wanted to go to. I didn't know what I was looking for in a school. I knew that I didn't want an excessively big campus, but I also knew that I didn't want a very small campus. Like, I wanted something in the middle. So I just applied to over 21 schools, which is honestly a lot of schools to apply to. I know kids that only applied to like 6 schools because they really know what they really knew what they wanted, and they knew they had the grades for it. But I applied to over 21 schools because I just was like, well, I might as well apply for everything because I don't know what I want, and later on if I get in, I get to choose what I want to do, well, where I want to go. And so yeah, that wasn't very hard. I just downloaded the Common App, which is a common application, and basically you fill things out and it'll pre-fill it out for you when you apply to colleges. And on there you get to decide if you want to join EOP. EOP is Educational Opportunities Program, which is basically if you come from a family where you don't make that much money or your grades are not that high, they lower how high your grades have to be to get you into the school. Ironically enough for me, my grades were too high for EOP. So for all the schools that I got into, I literally got in because my academic grades were too high. So, you know, I'm smart, sis. No. Anyways, so yeah, that was really weird for me. So I applied. Oh, I'm not going to say that because that's going to give away the school that I'm going to. Yeah, just download Common App and submit all your college material through Common App. Not all colleges are on Common App, but just see what colleges are because it did like shorten the process a lot. Now for your college essay, I didn't really apply to any school that needed an additional essay except for New Paltz, and it wasn't really an essay. It was just more of what you like about the school, what are you looking forward to, you know, stuff like that. And I just BS'd it because I didn't care. I don't know why I've been doing that all day. I just go like that's like my petty face, like or what I do to customers at work when they tell me stuff I don't care about. I'm like I don't care. Anyways, where was I at? Oh my god. Oh yeah, college essays. So for your college essay, your teacher is going to give you, I think there's like 5 or 7 prompts, and they give you like 6 of like a specific question you can answer, and then the 7th choice or the last choice is basically you can write about anything you want. You can get as creative or as serious as you would like. So for my essay, I decided to be more on the creative side, and the title of my essay was The Scrabble of Life, because you know the game Scrabble, put words together, and then I put of life because it was about me and a lot of my, what is the word, struggles and stuff like that happened junior year, which caused my grades to lower. But like it was actually like personal issues. And don't just like, I talked about dead family members, but don't just talk about that. Colleges have no sympathy. They don't care. You have to talk about that, and then you have to talk about how you've grown for that, and how you changed or how you became into a better person. So yeah, that's like kind of what I did, and I put it in like a really cool format. If I can still find it, I will put it in the link, down there so you can read it. But I mean, if I can't find it, then whoop-de-doo. Just know that it was bomb, okay? Like I honestly think that the reason I got into so many schools was because of my essay and not really my grades. But whatever, I'm not complaining. The next thing is fee waivers. So when you apply for, did you see that? I just spit, like, it just. Anyways, when you apply for colleges, it is not free. You're not even in the school yet, and they already want the money, the dinero, your cash, the bread, the cheese. They want everything, okay? And it's like $50 or $25 for an application, well, to submit an application or whatever. However, due to certain circumstances, the fee will be waived. As what those circumstances are, to be honest, I have no clue. All I know is that I did not pay for a single college application. I didn't pay for nothing. I didn't pay for Jack Diddley Squad. I paid for nada, zero. Like I didn't pay for anything. I don't know why my fee was waived, but it was, and I didn't pay, and I'm not complaining. But a lot of my friends' fees were waived. I guess if you live in New York and you're applying for a student school, the fee is automatically waived. I'm not sure, but it was. So yeah, that's what a fee waiver does. Honestly, I probably should have wrote down what I wanted to talk about before I started this video, but I'm dumb and I didn't, and I'm just winging it off the top of my head. So oh, here's an important thing. Colleges do have deadlines for when you can submit your application. So some deadlines are as early as February, and then some are as late as June, and then some just have rolling admission, which means you can submit your application whenever. It doesn't matter. It just keeps rolling around the year. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. But do not wait until the very last day to submit your application. If the deadline is June 3rd, do not submit your application June 2nd or on June 3rd. Submit your application in November or December, because the earlier you submit your application to a college, the earlier you will get a response back. Well, I don't know why you'd be submitting an application June 3rd. College decision day is May 1st, you guys. You got to pick a college May 1st, but we'll get into that later on in the video. If the deadline is April 10th, do not submit it April 10th, because chances are you're not going to get a decision back by May 1st. Submit it in November, December, so by the time the next year comes, you already have a decision. Like I started getting a lot of my decisions around January, February, and then it started to spread out throughout the time until May 1st. And you will still get acceptances after May 1st. Colleges they do not care about you. They're not going to get to you on time if they don't have the time to, because some school got back to me May 8th. Like it was really crazy. But anyways, so yeah, that's that. Another reason why it's important to fill out your applications way earlier than the deadline is because sometimes it is first come, first serve. For example, Clark Atlanta University, go watch that video because it's amazing. Just go watch it. Or maybe it's on this side. Well, wherever it is, go watch the video, okay? And Clark Atlanta, I got accepted because I submitted my application early. But when I was at their admitted students day, they did say that a lot of the students that applied, they couldn't accept because they applied really late or very close to the deadline, and they were pretty much done with their reviewing process. And if this is a school that you really want to go to, why wait to the deadline? The earlier you submit your application, it makes the school show, like it shows the school, oh, I really want to go here. I really like this school. Like, please accept me. So yeah, Fasfa. FAFSA. FAFSA is probably the most important thing out of this whole video. The minute you submit all your college applications, submit your FAFSA. Just submit it. Even if you didn't apply to the school, still just send the FAFSA. Basically, FAFSA is what gives you money to help pay for college or gives you grants and stuff like that. So you'll either get TAP, which is tuition assistance program, they'll help pay your tuition, or you'll get Pell, which is just a grant that gives you money that you can do whatever you want with that applies to college. So yeah, submit your FAFSA early, because the earlier you submit your FAFSA to a school, they can look at how much your family makes, and then from there they can decide how much money the school might want to offer you themselves, which will help pay for boarding. Well, that's rude. Oh yeah, the earlier you submit your FAFSA to schools, the school themselves have a certain amount of money that they can give to students. And you know, obviously, if you got a 100% average, all A's for all 4 years that you've been in college, in high school, they're gonna give you almost pretty much, you're guaranteed a full scholarship. But if you're somebody like me who just has an average person's grades, then the earlier you submit your FAFSA, you're most likely to get grants from the school that will give you money to help cover your books, or that to help pay for your dorms or whatever. Like, even the smallest amount of money helps. Like, some school gave me $1,000. Like, that does nothing, but that could pay for books. So, you know, I'm not even complaining. Like, it is what it is. But FAFSA is really important, so make sure you do submit that on time. Do not wait until, like, you choose a school to want to submit your FAFSA. And FAFSA does have a priority deadline of January 1st, I think. Well, it's different for some schools, but January 1st is a priority deadline, which means you can still submit your FAFSA afterwards, but all the kids who will be reviewed for further grants that actually come straight from the school will be looked at. They will look at the ones who submitted their FAFSA before January 1st. Okay? Okay. Now, on to scholarships. If you have a school that you really want to go to, most of the times when you go on their website, they will have links to other scholarships that they provide, or just links to other scholarships that you can apply for. And if you really want to go to the school, I suggest you apply for those scholarships, because college really is expensive, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize how expensive it is until you get a financial award letter, which basically tells you how much you received in TAP, how much you received in Pell, how much you received in grants or tuition credit, and then how much is left that you have to pay, and then loans that they're willing to give you that you eventually have to pay back. And yeah, trust me, it is expensive, honey. So I feel like you should apply for scholarships, because if you're somebody like me, I was really shocked at these award letters. I knew college was expensive, but I really didn't know how expensive until I saw it from my own eyes. So I do suggest that you apply for scholarships. Like, even if you think you can't get it, just try. You never know what's gonna happen. So I do suggest that you apply for a scholarship. Now, I'm mostly just going to be talking about the end of my college process and choosing a school and stuff. So after I received most of my award letters, I wanted a school, like I said, that wasn't too big but wasn't too small, that had my major, which is biology, and also had like sports. Like, they were very big with school spirit and stuff like that. Like, that was stuff that I was looking for in a college. And so looking at some of these colleges, my top college still did not get back to me when it was May 1st. They didn't get back to me till way after May 1st, which really got me upset, because it's like, sweetie, I already applied for a school. So let's roll the tape of the school that I committed to on May 1st.
So this is my stepdad, Albert.
Hey.
My mom. And Siraj. Is gonna try to guess which school am I going to.
I got this.
So I wrote all of them down on index cards. And alright, well, you can look through them.
Okay.
And you're gonna try to guess which school I decided to go with.
Alright, we're gonna do it for the audience. So, like, I'm gonna face him this way.
Okay.
You're not going? Okay. Alright, so for all you people in nailing land, I'm a bit of a witch doctor. I kind of hustle. So, I'm gonna pick how many?
I mean, you could you could guess up to 3.
I know this is not. BMCC. Why? Because I heard that she's going there's a dorm involved, so she lived like right across the street. This ain't happening. Okay. New Paltz. I graduated from the school, so I told admission, don't even bother, so she ain't coming here.
Yeah, because I got rejected.
SUNY Delhi. She thought it was a deli at first, that she was going to major in sandwich making. So
Oh, okay.
but this is a nice school. I'm gonna tell you right now, very nice. I think like 3,000 students, but very cool. Matter of fact, when we went to this school, we got stuck in a snowstorm in November.
In a car that's not made for the winter.
in a Mustang it was a convertible. Naomi had the top down. We were chilling, and we got bombarded by snow. Anyway, no. All right, so little by little. Okay.
So now.
So, all right. Clark, Atlanta. They went to visit us about a month ago, maybe longer or whatnot. It was an experience.
That video is almost at 2,000 views.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, so what was that? What was the candy bar? The Clark bar. Try the Clark bar instead. It's better than Clark, Atlanta. Okay. This is disappointing, SUNY Albany, because this is the one that Naomi was dying to get into. I don't know about this. This would have been it. First school we visit, great one. I'm gonna put this to the side though.
To the side? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Now, SUNY Oswego, another one, but I doubt it. This is, I think, by Syracuse. I'm not feeling this one. Ooh, CUNY York. Ooh, I'm not too familiar with this. But if the Duke of York had anything to do with this, she would say, Naomi, don't bother. Maybe in the 1800s it was a better school, so she ain't coming. All right. Ooh, wait a minute. All right. You see this one? She decided not to go. So, listen, she's got a career in digging, so figure that one out. Okay, now, ooh, you see the process of elimination?
Wow.
So, my guess is...
Wait, what happened to Albany?
Okay, if you would have gotten the okay, this would have been a no-brainer, and plus, you would have been yelling and
But
screaming.
you don't know if I got the okay or not.
You would have been yelling and screaming. That camera would have been like, oh my god, I got into Albany. All right, that's not it. So, by process of elimination, it is CUNY. Wow, College of Staten Island. This is kind of cool. So, obviously, dorm, as I mentioned before.
But all those schools had dorms.
Yeah, but, yo, you're going to go next door, like across the street to your dorm if it was like BMCC?
Are you sure that's your final answer?
I am going to say this is it. And before I say this, Staten Island, it's still far away. So, okay, my guess, Staten Island.
Okay, well, down here, I have the card of the school. Are you ready?
Okay. Check it out. Check it out. All right. Listen,
Plot twist. The plot twist is I will not be attending CSI, CUNY College of Staten Island. I will be attending SUNY Albany, which is University at Albany, which was my dream school, my top school. That got back to me after May 1st. They got back to me around May 2nd, May 8th because they were considering me for EOP. And however, even though I met the academic requirements, my mother made too much money financially for me to be a part of EOP. So I got accepted through regular admission and I was so ecstatic. I was so happy. Like, I remember I was at work, I got the email and I went to go check my status update, and when I realized I got accepted, I was so happy. Like, it was just ridiculous. But at the same time, I was upset because I had already paid $400 to put a deposit down for dorms at CSI. And when you put a deposit down, it's not refundable. You're not going to get it back. When you apply for a school and you're still waiting for another school to get back to you after May 1st, don't put a deposit down yet for housing until like July or maybe even the beginning of August. You do not have to rush to pay for your dorms, and that's where I went wrong. People kept telling me, oh yeah, you have to pay for this, you have to get everything done once you get accepted. It's no, once you get accepted, that's fine. There is no rush to put a deposit down on dorms, especially when you're waiting for another school to get back to. That was the biggest mistake that I made, and it was crazy. Like, I was so upset. I was happy, but I was upset. So yeah, that was really the end of my college process. Like, honestly, I didn't really look at any of the other schools. Like CSI was just cheaper than the rest of the SUNY schools that I wanted to go to, but then, so that's why I committed there. But Albany is actually cheaper than CSI because they gave your girl some money, some money, some money, some money, some money. So yeah, that was my college application process. I think another reason that I also got accepted into so many schools is because I went to a lot of their open houses. Like, I know colleges are far. Like, obviously, if you live in New York and you apply for a college in Texas, you shouldn't just fly all the way. Let me shut up, because I flew to Atlanta and I'm not even going to Clark Atlanta. So hey, let me be quiet. But if it's just a couple hour drive from where you live, I really suggest that you go to their open house or whatever, because they write your name down. Like, you sign up online to go, they write your name down. And a lot of the schools that I went to the open house for did accept me, except for Binghamton. My God. Yeah, if they email you with a pamphlet saying, oh, student tour or open student open day, whatever it's called, just, oh, student open house, just go check it out. Because honestly, you may, if you're somebody like me who doesn't even know what college you want to go to when you first start the college process, sometimes it can be a little bit hard because you don't really know where you want to go. So you're just scrambling to apply to all these schools. And if you're somebody who doesn't live in the New York area, you can't really, like, you can apply to SUNY schools, but like, you can't drive to them. Like, you might have to fly. So yeah, yeah, just go to the open house, just explore, and you never know. You never know. The college that might be your dream school at the beginning might not be the college you end up going to, and it might not even be your dream college anymore. So you never know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my college process. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, watch my last video, and go check out my Clark Atlanta video, because why not? And follow me on all my social media platforms. Bye!
I love to get to know. I love to get that's wrong.